What are some, why the fuck do you know that information, facts? In order to make a sword out of the blood of your enemies, you'd have to kill 559 people in order to get the amount of iron you need. Furry artists can make upwards to 35-50 United States dollars an hour doing paid commissions. That's why industry graphic designers usually ends up going down that rabbit hole. Pistol shrimp create a cavity bubble that is hotter than the sun when it collapses. Andrei Chikatilo, a serial killer from the USSR who was convicted of sexually assaulting and murdering at least 52 women and children, was arrested and questioned by police 6 years before his official apprehension date. This was because police took a blood sample from him that was different than the blood group of the semen found at the scene of one of his crimes. However, obviously, Chikatilo was guilty. He had a rare genetic condition in which the blood groups of his blood and saliva and his semen are different, which is how he was questioned and released. Squid can literally give themselves brain damage by eating something too big. Their brain is a donut shape and the esophagus runs through it. Scipio defeated Hannibal. Some foot fetishes occur because the part of the brain that controls feeling in the feet is positioned right next to the part that produces libido, and sometimes the wires within the brain become crossed. I literally just posted this elsewhere, but logarithmically, the size of silt is in the exact middle between the Planck length and the entire observable universe. Both ducks and pigs share common genitalia traits, in that they both have corkscrew-shaped penises. Only 10% of a whale's sperm enters the mate, 90% goes into the ocean. Meaning that drinking ocean water is drinking a percentage of whale cum. The Arsenio Hall show lasted twice as long as the Pony Express. Dr. Seuss also wrote an adult book named The 7 Ladies of Godiva. Caterpillars often die via Black Death or anal prolapse. I'm a bearded man. I know a thing or two about makeup. This is because of a very realistic character creator in a game. And my aristocrat character kept looking like a whore. So I actually Googled how to do makeup. People are usually very surprised that I know do much. Bees get infected with STDs. Mixing pool shock and brake fluid creates a chemical reaction volatile enough to catch itself on fire. Same with glycerin and potassium permanganate. Pigs will eat babies if they get the chance to. Edit. Baby humans to be exact. Valery Kodemchuk was an engineer working the night shift at Chernobyl's reactor 4 the night it exploded. He was the very first person killed in the accident, as he likely died instantly when his body was vaporized by the blast. His remains were never recovered, and the ruins now serve as his tomb. There's enough arsenic trioxide dust to kill 21 billion people or everyone 3x over hidden underground. All they did was trap it in concrete for someone else to fix it later. 100% of recorded space crimes have been committed by lesbians. It takes a giraffe an estimated 64 seconds to throw up. Not only is a tomato a fruit, but it is also a berry. Elephant milk has a greater concentration of fiber than any other animal's milk. If you want to fake your death, you should do by a suicide by drown, because no one will try to dispute that you were suicidal because most hide it, and being a drowning it's unlikely they will find a body. Leave a human body soaking in a solution of lye and water for several months and it will dissolve into liquid and soft bone dust which can be washed down a drain, leaving no evidence behind. If you need to speed the process up, you can heat the water up to just short of boiling and dissolve the body in approximately 6 hours. If you're attacked by bear, it won't necessarily kill you. It will just start eating you. Beverly Hills, California has the best soil for growing cucumbers. The Boids in the first Half-Life, basically the alien bird flock you only see once during G-Man's speech in Zen, actually have an AI, and aren't animated on that note. Even the roaches in the first Half-Life has AI that is more complicated than you would think a roach's eye for the time would need. Here are the AI explaining videos for both the Boids. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v equals UCPLCF05 re closing parenthesis and the roaches. https://www.youtube.com/watch?v equals LOB2LV88HM closing parenthesis. The force necessary to compress the arteries going into your brain is smaller than the force gravity exerts on your head, so you can technically hang yourself while lying down. Cetacean milk has the consistency of toothpaste. In 2009, Verizon Wireless store managers were only authorized to cancel $15,000 worth of charges at a time. If you attempt to drown a baby, it'll automatically hold its breath. That means it'll last longer than an average person underwater before it drowns. You don't need big fancy expensive chemicals or lethal weapons to kill people. Simple things like injecting a small amount of sterile water into the bloodstream or administering too much blood pressure medication can kill someone within 24 hours, and there would be no signs pointing to murder when the time comes for an autopsy. A flock of ravens is called an unkindness. Sega Saturn video games are coded in BASIC. Crayfish, or lobster, have a sort of open channel like an ear that helps them balance. A few grains of sand sit in it, and because gravity is pulling the grains down, they always know which way is up. However, if you put magnetic metal shavings into the holes and hold a large strong magnet above them, they'll start to swim upside down. Okay, I have a lot. Let's see. And #X200b. Asterisk the 100,000th digit of pi is 1 asterisk. It takes light 8 hours to travel across the solar system. Asterisk little kids in Germany used stacks of money instead of bricks to play with since the value of money was so low. Asterisk octopi have 3 hearts. Asterisk the little dashes under the F and J keys are so you know where your fingers are supposed to be without looking at the keyboard. Asterisk Yahoo is an acronym. Asterisk if you want, the sum of all the positive numbers is -1/12. Asterisk when Nicholas II and his family, the last Tsar of Russia, were assassinated due to an impromptu firing squad, the bullets ricocheted off of his son's iron-plated shirt and hit one of the assassins. Asterisk World War I wouldn't have happened if the diver carrying Franz Ferdinand hadn't taken a wrong turn. Asterisk the longest word in the English language is pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicovolcanoconiosis, which is a disease you can get from inhaling very fine quartz or volcanic ash. It's 19 syllables, 45 letters, and yes, it's a bunch of roots smashed together. Asterisk the Big Bang was originally a joke name for the theory, but then it stuck. Asterisk I have more, but I forgot them for now, so I'll update later. Asterisk gonorrhea earned its nickname, the clap, because they used to roll out the infected penis on a table and smash it with a piece of wood or a heavy book to get all the goo out. Clap was the sound of the wood hitting the table. In Silence of the Lambs, when Hannibal Lecter gives the infamous quote, "I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti," it's a reference that he's off his meds. Some antipsychotics have negative interactions with beans, red wine, and organ meats. It's kind of an odd joke though, because Hannibal Lecter is a diagnosed psychopath in the movie, and psychopathy isn't treated with antipsychotics. Source: Been on antipsychotics. John Kellogg, inventor of corn flakes, was a huge advocate for circumcision because he believed it would prevent us from masturbating. Also, he tried normalizing putting acid on the clitoris for the same reason. That Rolling Rock beer almost went bankrupt in the 1990s. As a last-ditch effort, they hired a new marketing exec to turn their fortunes around. In their big meeting with all the board members waiting in anticipation for his big reveal, he told them to just raise the price. They were ready to fire him on the spot, because they couldn't sell any at the cheapo price. Then he told them why. Their price point was less than Budweiser at the time, and that was the standard by which people judged the quality of a beer. He reasoned that if they increased the price to the next tier above Bud and did nothing else, people would believe it was a better beer, even though it was the same as it ever was. It turned into their ad campaign, and they thumbed their noses at all the yuppies who drank it by the case in college in the 70s and 80s who started buying it again because it was now a better beer. It was wildly successful and saved the company. One of the smokestacks on the Titanic was mostly for decoration. There are 648 calories in an average rat. Most police squad cars use Ford's Fleet Key 1284X, and a good chunk of marine diesel engines are keyed alike. Boats and Crown Victorias are basically free. Thanks for watching. See you later.